What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, Tony Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
What up?
Also, my cat, Sammy, here is here to present, too. Sammy, say hi. Okay, she just looked out the window instead of saying hi, but that's fine.
She don't want to be a part of the podcast.
No, she does, but she doesn't at the same time. I don't know. I try not to understand her. She's a complicated cat.
Is she gonna be our next guest?
Honestly, she'd be a good guest. She'd just, put us through the ringer, though. She's mean. Verbally. Anyway, this is episode 134 of the Climb Together podcast. We've quite a few things to talk about today. But first and most importantly, this is the first podcast on my new PC, so things are going to be a little different. Some different, probably the streaming quality is going to be a little bit better. I'm going to redo a couple things as far as...
a lot better.
Should be a lot better. It really should. It feels a lot better, using it. It's not as sluggish. It's very, fast. I have yet to play video games on it yet, so we'll see how that goes. I might actually do, after the podcast today, I think I might do, a little test stream, because I did download Valorant, because I'm getting back into Valorant. It's bad. I did download Valorant, so I might play some Valorant and, test with the settings a little bit, just to kind of make sure that everything's running properly and whatnot. See how the game does while streaming, because, even though I do have the second PC, it's kind of, poopy doopy right now. So I'm gonna switch over some stuff, probably add the RAM that's in there that I got, the new RAM that I got in there, into my new PC, and yeah, make it a little bit better. But I do want to kind of test it out with playing today after stream, so that's very exciting. I've not been able to stop smiling since this morning when I finally got it up and running. It took me a week because I've been so busy, but yeah, exciting things coming, because this is the thing that I was waiting for to kind of get back into everything, because it's been so hard streaming on my other PC, because it just crashes. I can't do multiple things at once. So
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to stream on it either.
No, it's so demotivating, and it's just when I have the opportunity, the rare opportunity I have every single week to stream, or to do some sort of gaming or anything like that, I just don't want to, because I know it's not gonna be a good experience. So it kind of really has been,
you get on it and get everything set up, and then something happens.
And I'm just here we fucking go again. It's just it's just so frustrating. So I'm gonna spend a couple days getting all the nooks, the little kinks out, and trying to get it so it's all good. That way I can kind of make my return fully, because I'm not to brag, but I'm kind of getting this whole parenting and school thing down. Lies. But I'm having more free time to be able to stream, and I would like to stream during those free times, so I would want to get everything set so I can kind of come back, because I really do miss creating content and playing video games in general. So yeah, exciting things coming from me anyway. But we do have a couple cool topics to talk about this week. So the first, so there's a couple dev talk videos dropped by Treyarch in relation to zombies in multiplayer. I'm gonna kind of let Deception take the lead on this one. Deception, take it away.
Yeah, last week, obviously, Treyarch promised that they would drop zombies in MP Dev Talk, because they had a lot of stuff that they wanted to go over in regards to feedback. The zombies Dev Talk was more both of the Dev Talks were more like a Q&A, but zombies was more like a Q&A, and multiplayer was more oh, we've heard the feedback, and we are going to answer your questions by announcing some things. But the zombies Dev Talk was straight up just they took questions from people and answered them. They gave a lot of good info as to what Black Ops 7 is going to be, because I think a lot of people were worried about the evolution of what happened in Black Ops 6, which was everything was kind of new for a while, especially in terms of enemies. That's one thing that they hit on was, we had the parasites and the vermin and the doppelgast and the amalgam and all that. And it's we didn't really have any new enemies after that. It was the same thing every map. And one of the big things they hit on is that that's not going to be the case. The Doppelgast is in the first map, Ashes of the Damned, but then later they're going to be having completely different enemies. They said that the amalgams and the vermin and the parasites are not coming back. And they also confirmed that manglers are not coming back, which is great. Um, and that they're going to have a whole bunch of new enemies, which is nice. They also talked about like high round tuning and what they're going to do to kind of adjust the high rounds, which is good. Like they, as fun as it was to use the saw trap, they have increased the price on it, so you can't just like keep spamming it. I thought that was fun. That's kind of like sad for me because like it kind of takes me back to like BO1, BO2, where like zombies was a lot more like trap based for high rounds, and I thought that was fun, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe there's another trap somewhere on the map that'll make high rounding just as fun. But um, they also confirmed in the zombies dev talk that the highest round that somebody got to in the beta was round 617, which is very impressive. I thought that was great. Uh, but then a couple days ago, they posted the multiplayer dev talk, where they talked about updates to one of the biggest things was people were like, we hate that you can't ADS while sliding without dexterity. We hate that you have to have dexterity. Um, so they've now made that default. Uh, you do not have to have dexterity to ADS while sliding or anything. But dexterity will still give you benefits that make that better. It's just you don't have to run it. It's not mandatory. Um, they've also combined a lot of perks into other perks. So the perk list is going to go down a little bit, which I think that's honestly pretty good. Um, and it's going to make other perks more valuable because now they have more effects. Um, but they did. Charlie Intel showed like a. They're going over it right now, but Charlie Intel showed like a full list of like what the perks are going to look like now. Because not only did they combine perks, they also moved a bunch of perks around in different slots. Um, like for example, like Tech Mask is in slot 2 now, so you can run Flak Jacket and Tech Mask without perk greed, which is great. Um, and they just moved a whole bunch of perks around. They've done a lot of perk balancing, which I think is good. Uh, and also another big thing that people had a problem with that I mean, obviously we're not going to be able to test it till launch, but they did say that they nerfed sliding a little bit. They said that they nerfed the speed and the distance, but it still feels good. Like sliding is not like dead, like it was in MW2. Sliding is still fine, but they wanted to make it to where sliding wasn't the only option going into gunfights because that was an issue in BO6 and it was an issue in the BO6 beta where people would just basically every gunfight somebody was sliding, and that happening every gunfight is kind of annoying. So they tuned sliding a little bit, so hopefully that's a little better. Um, but they made a lot of promising changes. They also talked about aim assist. Aim assist. They said that the main concern for them with aim assist was the fact that it felt a little bit too good for a controller at close range compared to keyboard and mouse. But then keyboard and mouse had a little bit of advantage at long range over controller. So they're going to work to tune that a little bit to, Matt said to even the gap. Um, but the main thing that they noted was that now to get rotational aim assist, you have to be aiming in the direction of the enemy. You're not just going to get like random aim assist now. Um, I don't know how that's going to work, uh, but we'll see. A lot of this stuff is like, especially with multiplayer, is like a lot of this stuff is we'll just have to see at launch. But I mean, thank goodness they did the matchmaking changes because I'm going to keep saying it so it reinforces it to them that the matchmaking changes were great because the matchmaking changes are going to enable people to want to actually try stuff like try all the different perks and all that, because now they don't have to use meta stuff every single game.
That's true. I mean, that's one of the things I think was like really good about this part is like that because like meta guns just kind of like has taken over Call of Duty, especially in like recent years. So being able to kind of step away from that at least a little bit, I think will be really beneficial to the game and just to the player base in general, especially those people that do like to use different guns, and not use the same things all the time.
Well, because now you're gonna see fun stuff like people will make videos of like, this is the most underrated gun in BO7.
Yeah, like now those.
And it's a gun that would absolutely never get used if you were constantly playing against sweats every game.
Exactly. And it's nice to see that we don't have to like try hard every second of every game just to like maybe go positive, you know?
Well, and the big thing for the grinders is the matchmaking is going to make camo grinding more fun. Because you don't have to like you don't have to go like work on launchers first to tank your stats so you can have more fun with everything else.
Agreed. And I mean, as someone who does do camo grinding, that is something that definitely like deters me away from like finishing certain guns. Cause I can do like ARs and SMGs, no
That's
problem.
been literally my problem with like every game since BO4. Like I'll get on in the beginning, I'll be like, yes, I'm gonna grind all the camos, and I go crazy. But then like the skill-based matchmaking gets to me, and I'm like, okay, I hate this now.
Yeah, or like honestly, like once I get past the like SMGs and ARs, it's like extremely difficult and takes so long that I'm like just dying.
Oh,
yeah. Like I just like I'm struggling to get everything
and
good.
ARs like mastery camos on those in like every game, but like every other weapon class, I either have like a couple of them or like none of them.
Yeah, or like they're like close, but I like couldn't finish. Like I just, it's not that I couldn't finish them. It's just like I physically like just was so revolted.
Like, even with the challenges too. Like
yeah,
that was the thing about why I like BO6 and BO7 the way they've done the camos is like the challenges aren't as crazy because like honestly, I loved MW3, and like one of the only things that stopped me from getting the mastery camos on MW3 was the LMG penetration kills where you had to wallbang people. It was just the way that game played. It was just so like difficult to get those.
And like sometimes it would take me like, depending on what lobbies I was getting or like what time of day I was playing, like sun guns would take me like 3 hours just to do like the last little bit, like after a headshot. So it would take me 3 hours. And I'm not a great player, but I'm also not a shitty player. Like I can hold my own. Like I'm pretty decent at the game, I'd like to say. Especially at this time when I was grinding like crazy, like it would still like take me so long to do these challenges because of how intense the lobbies were. It was just like I had to get lucky, or just like I'd have to like try like 17 times to like set up a specific scenario on a map at certain times that it was just so draining and so demotivating. Taking that long.
People played in those lobbies too. It's just like I couldn't get my penetration kills because nobody would just sit behind walls or anything, or nobody would go in the areas that I wanted them to go to where I knew I could get the kills. Like one of the things that people would do that would count for the penetration kills is they would go through the chain link fences and they would chew through those and they would count. I could never get people to go through there because they never wanted to. But like some casual player probably would like, they would know that the chain link fence is like a wall, and they'd be like, oh, they can't shoot me through this. I'll just stand here. And then I would be able to shoot them.
Or just like, I don't know, it just makes it so much more difficult to, and it's not as much as like yes, I want the challenges to be challenging, but they're so challenging to where it's just like I don't even want to try. And like it's not that I'm not trying, it's just like I've tried so hard that I just like I have better things to do with my time than to sit in fucking head glitch one specific spot on a map for 4 hours. You know, like,
and especially like that's one of the things is like the two things that really got me the most about the old matchmaking was anytime you had to do like mountain kills, or if you had to do kills without dying. Like, thank goodness in like MW3 and stuff they turned it down to where it was mainly like 3 kills without dying. But like some of them were like 5 kills without dying, And in previous CODs, like that's just a bloodthirsty. Like I could get that like
No
every
problem.
life.
Yeah, no
Like,
problem.
but in those games with the skill based matchmaking, it was like you'd get the 3 or 4 and get killed by some rando that's just like slide canceling everywhere, and
Dude,
you're just like, oh great.
it would create so much rage getting so close every single time and they die. It would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, an assist, and then I die. And then I want to count.
Well, and in those
Like,
lobbies, it was
oh,
like it was always like this is how it would go. You would always get like 1 or 2 free kills, and then like somebody would be playing like it's a CDL getting people's trades, and they'd slide a corner and you're dead.
yeah, or you come around a corner and there's like 5 people and you kill like 2 of them and then all 5 of them are shooting at you. There's like nothing you can do to like combat it and it's just it's so invigorating, like not invigorating and frustrating. Like I just like it's just it's
And like now with the matchmaking, I guarantee you, like honestly, probably one of the easiest challenges is going to be getting 5 kills without dying.
100%.
Because you're just gonna like flank them and kill the 3 noobs, and like the one guy in the lobby that's actually good is gonna be doing the same thing. So you're not gonna find him, and you're just gonna kill all the noobs, and you're gonna get 5 kills.
Mhm. And like I think part of it too is like people are gonna complain because they're gonna be like, well, I can't string together a bloodthirsty. Like I never get better. It's a skill issue. I think I had someone complain about this to me the other day. I don't remember. I think it was. I know someone brought this up to me the other day. They were like, because I remember, because I literally we had talked about it on the podcast, and it was someone in my like college that said this to me because I'm like the president of the gaming club, or the esports club on campus. So like I talk to people about this all the time, and they're like, like I did so bad like during the beta, like I could not. And I was just like, cause you suck. Like that is just because you suck. Like if you did so
That's
bad
just like
every
a
single
that's
game,
a in the most endearing way possible. That's just like you gotta get better.
it's a
Like
literal
so
skill
the thing about
issue.
the matchmaking is the thing about the matchmaking that's fun, and that the people that struggled initially are gonna realize this a couple months into the game. They're going to see themselves improve when they learn the guns, learn the maps, and they see themselves getting better, and they're not constantly being punished for doing well. They're going to be like, oh my God, I was bad in the beta, but like it's all turned around now. Like I'm actually playing well.
Mhm. So I mean, honestly, like I think it's gonna be a good change that is just necessary, and it'll help in just like so many different aspects of the game, whether it be camo grinding, challenge grinding, just like general casual play. Like it'll just like allow, you know,
It's better for
a
everything
more it
because
allows a more
it
dynamic
allows for the best
experience.
of everything.
Yeah.
Like if you're just some guy who only has like an hour to play after work every day, you could just get on and play a few games and you'll have fun. But like if you're somebody who's like Jev, who is ultra camo grind achievement hunting, and you want to do that, you'll have fun doing that now.
Mhm. And so it's just like it just makes the game more dynamic as a whole and allows for just a lot of different more like a lot of more aspects of the game to improve. I'm really excited for that. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why I'm like okay with buying the game. It's just because I know that
That's like the biggest reason why I'm excited for the game.
yeah, it's if
I
not
literally,
the
like I
reason.
said it before, but like that announcement, like I literally went from this game's cool. I don't know how much I'll play it. To like they made the announcement that matchmaking was going to be default, and now I am extremely excited.
Yeah, we're gonna be on it. We're gonna be playing. Also, it's also rumored. I guess we can talk to this. Yeah. Okay. Um. So currently, there's some little speculatory particles within the community that Call of Duty is considering an earlier release date
Yeah, Hope
because
tweeted
of
this, and I don't know if this is going to be a thing or not.
mm-mm,
Keep in mind, we're still about 3 weeks out from launch right now,
yeah.
but Hope tweeted this, and then it's kind of funny because, like, later in the day, a Treyarch tweeted, they were like, because Hope tweeted that they might be launching November 7th instead of November 14th. Later in the day, Treyarch tweeted and specified that they were launching on November 14th. But you have to keep in mind we're still like 3 weeks out from launch, and games have launched early before. And I mean, who knows? If they get everything ironed out for this game and it's good, it's fine. And like in a week or so, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna launch a week early." It would not surprise me. Even though it seemed like this rumor got debunked, I would still hold it with a grain of salt. I'd still think about it. Uh, I mean, honestly, like I'm not that worried about it. Like, whatever day it launches, I'm gonna play it anyway. But it kind of would be fun if it launched a week early, especially considering um, there are other things coming soon that we're gonna talk about that kind of gives COD maybe an incentive to launch early, but I don't know if they would do it or not.
Mm-hmm. I think,
It's cool to think about though.
yeah. I mean, it's just Battlefield 6 is putting on the pressure. I mean, I think, and this is just such a late release date that I mean, okay, let me gather my thoughts. I'm like all over the place. Hold on. Okay, I think with how successful Battlefield 6 has been, I think there's some weariness personally about upping the release date because of how dominant the game is currently. Like, I feel like giving people time to play it to a certain extent. I mean, we're gonna talk about this later, but like season one's coming soon. Like, there's enough going on within the game that are keeping players playing. And Call of Duty, like, they share a lot of the same player base, and a lot of the player base from Call of Duty that's very upset with Call of Duty and Treyarch in general have gone to Battlefield 6 and have had a good experience. I mean, someone commented on
Yeah,
our
we know
last.
that statistically.
Yeah, and
Like,
someone commented on one of our.
literally statistically, they said that like 72% of people that it was like 72% of people that pre-ordered COD played the Battlefield beta when it was open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they said that like 29% of players that played the Battlefield beta that also were Black Ops 6 players didn't go back to Black Ops 6. So like it is statistically proven that Battlefield is having a serious effect.
Yeah, someone commented on one of our previous podcasts the other day saying that like Battlefield like killed COD, but I mean, I'm not saying it's killed COD, but it's it's doing some damage. I mean, okay, we're in an MMA fight, and BO6 like, and Call of Duty's not winning. Okay, Battlefield 6 is winning right
They
now.
are definitely like I still think the only thing that could kill COD is COD itself.
Yeah.
But Battlefield, I love Battlefield if nothing else for the sole fact that it's giving COD competition and it's
Mm-hmm.
affecting COD enough that they're making these changes.
Agreed. Now that I have my new
And at the
PC,
end
I
of the
kind of
day,
should get
like
on it. But...
whether you play Battlefield or COD, for one, you could play both and enjoy both without having to love one and hate the other one. And for two, it's gonna make both games better.
Yeah.
If they're both really good.
100% agree. That's just like one of the best parts about it, though, is like it's good. It's good to have competition, especially when the competition's doing so well, and kind of taking over, you know, in a way, a good chunk of your player base because it makes you like want to win them back. And we know Call of Duty and like Treyarch as a whole has the resources to win players back. They just have to do the things, make the changes. I'm sure they know what to do. There's no way you cannot convince me otherwise that there's any way that they don't know um what they need to change to bring people back in. It's just they won't.
Well, did you see what the ex Infinity Ward dev said about skill-based matchmaking in COD?
No, I didn't.
So, uh, Brian Bright, who was a long time dev for Infinity Ward, he developed all of the best games for Infinity Ward. Um, and he actually, I don't remember if he left before Infinite Warfare or MW19. It was one of the two. Um, he might have even left after that, but he was, he actually revealed that when he was there, they were proposing this super strict skill-based matchmaking system that we've had for the last 6 years. And Infinity Ward not only was going to put it in their game, he was pushing Activision to adopt it for everything. They were like, Infinity Ward was literally just like, hey, Activision, we have this really good system that's psychologically proven to work. Like, let's put it in everything. Um, and Brian tried to revolt on that and stop them from doing that because he knew it was bad, but he wasn't enough, and they went through with it. So, when people, this just reinforces the fact that like when people are like Infinity Ward killed modern Call of Duty. I mean, it's kind of true. They're not only making games that are the antithesis of what we want in COD. They literally convinced Activision to put the awful skill-based matchmaking system in that we've hated for the last 6 years.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, I'm all for the competition and what's going on here.
I love the competition. I love it. Like,
That's great.
personally, like, and this is not anything against Battlefield. It's just I've never been that big of a Battlefield player. If I had to pick one, I would play COD over Battlefield. But I wouldn't play either if COD didn't have skill matchmaking, the changes that it did. Um, but I'm very excited for COD. I do want Battlefield to succeed though. Like, no matter how much I play it, I hope that a whole bunch of people play it, and I hope that they keep being the thorn in COD's side currently.
Yeah, I gotta hop on it because I've been watching it and I get so many clips on my TikTok, bro. Like the amount of clips that I watch of this game is actually insane. Sometimes I'm just scrolling and I just see like 4, 5, 6, 7 of them.
Dude, that's what I love about Battlefield. I just like watching the crazy clips.
The content
like,
from it is just like actually really entertaining.
It's just a fun game to watch.
And so I don't know. I kind of just want to like play it and like get around. I've been waiting to do my new for my new PC to play it. So like, I mean, my excuses are gone really, on not playing it. So I just need to buy it and get it downloaded and maybe do like a little stream or something this week or next week. But yeah, fun stuff. So kind of switching gears a little bit into the CDL. So some of you guys might have seen this the other day. I personally just like was like, what the heck? So G2, took over the Minnesota Rocker. Then they did a rebrand, and then they posted this video that's kind of up on your screen right now. It kind of like doing this, like, it's just so cheesy and it's kind of funny at the same time. Where they're like, yes, we're rebranding and da 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 da, and going to Berlin, Wisconsin. G2 Berlin gives Wisconsin. And I knew with the logo being the Green Bay Packers logo, I knew it was kind of like a cheesy like whatever. And not actual, like, I had a feeling it was gonna be like some like shtick or ploy or something and not an actual rebrand. So they did that and then they actually like reposted, they said, had y'all in the first half, not gonna lie. And then rebranded with their being G2
dude,
Minnesota.
I thought that was crazy, brother. Like, you're telling me that they were going to rebrand to a town that had a population of 5,000? Like, bruh.
Yeah, I think that was pretty funny. And then,
That is such a G2 thing to do, though.
oh,
They love
100%.
trolling.
Oh yeah, they're 100% trolling, and it was really funny. They even
Although,
had like this shirt
can we
made.
just say that I called this? I said that they were probably going to get rid of the rocker name and they were going to go to G2 Minnesota, and we were going to have this situation where why do we even have like city names, because they don't matter.
Yeah. So I mean, and then they even did like the shirts that I heard G2 Berlin, which is I think is pretty funny.
Dude, I hope they sell those. That'd be great.
That would be really
Imagine
funny.
if they sold those at merch, or like
I'd
here's
buy
a fun
one.
one.
I'd buy one.
You know how like in the NBA playoffs they have like they go to the arena and like all the seats have like a shirt on them with the playoff stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if they hosted a major in Minnesota and they put a shirt on every seat that said "I Heart G2 Berlin."
Yeah, that'd be. I think that'd be really funny. Or I heard G2 Minnesota, whatever. Either one would be funny. Kind of tie back to this. Also, the new logo like actually looks sick. I really do like the the way that they redesigned it and had like the little like jello, not jello, but like glossy glass
I do
look.
like that they kept the rocker stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like now instead of it being rocker as the name, it's like this thing, this Viking is like the mascot, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm. Which ties into like the Minnesota Vikings football team, which is like it's a really big part of the culture in Minnesota. It's like here in like Western New York, like the Buffalo Bills are a really big part of the culture. Like people just like will see you wearing a bill. Like I wear Bills merch all the time. Like I'll wear a jersey out or my hat or something like that. Someone will look at me and go Bills. I'll go Bills back because it's just like part of the culture here. It's just really like, especially like where I'm at.
Do you
It's a
imagine
part of the
having
culture.
sports culture where I live?
Bro, your
There's no
sports call,
sports team.
dude. You're like in the middle of like literally
Like, so
nowhere.
for context, like the closest, literally, like the only kind of sports culture I would have is like NASCAR because Bristol Motor Speedway is like an hour from my house, which is great. Um, but as far as like other sports, like the closest, the closest like team would be like for the NBA to be like the Charlotte Hornets, which aren't even in my state, and then like the Carolina Panthers would be the closest football team. Uh, so like, there's not really sports culture here, which is funny. Like, it's mainly like people just support whoever because we're not really close enough to any team to be like, yes, that's my hometown team.
Yeah, that's it's. So I mean, Minnesota's one of those places where the Vikings are huge. I mean, they were like, especially when they first launched in early on, they like did a lot of collaboration with the actual like Minnesota Vikings football team, if my memory serves me right. Um,
Yeah, Rocker was like when Rocker launched, they were like they honestly outside of the obviously already established teams that didn't have a totally new branding to them.
mhm.
They were like the best team that had the new branding. Like they
Honestly,
did the most.
I think Rocker really did the best as far as like the new branding, um, especially with like the hometown, like Minnesota. Like they did a lot of events. They would do watch parties like in local bars, like, and they did a lot of collaboration with like the Minnesota Vikings. I think they like their practice um building was like on the same campus or like right by the
Yeah, I
campus
think it was.
where the Minnesota Vikings play in practice. So I think they just really they became such a big part of the community that I think we weren't um I don't think on many other a lot of the other teams did, especially like all the ones that like lived in Texas still, because a lot of
The
the
only
teams.
teams that like did anything remotely close to that is like later in their time before they became Cloud9 New York and it dropped off a cliff. Subliners were doing pretty good with
Yeah,
content.
I agree.
Another notable thing that was really good that was like similar to like the beginning of Rocker was like um, back in like MW3 and like BO6, even maybe back to MW2. Toronto Ultra would host like mini like events anytime they had a league match. They would have fans in there and they would all play in the arena, which was awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it'd be fun. Um, I sorry, I just almost like burped. Hold on. All right. I don't know. I really like it, and I think it's a good move. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I went out into space. Sorry. I'm back.
You gotta look at them updated rosters.
That's right. Let me
Not
pull that
all of
up.
them are confirmed, but
No, these are like a few of them are still speculatory, but it's better than what we had before. It used to be really empty. So,
now the
um,
list is mostly full. There were a lot of really, really empty ones.
yeah,
There were some teams that had like nobody.
yeah.
Um,
So let's
but
begin this a little bit here for y'all.
yeah, like I mean, if
Sorry,
you look
Simp.
at
He's
like the
kind of
teams
covered
that
down
are
there.
actually, it's funny because Optic Texas is the only team that's fully confirmed.
Yeah.
um, actually now, like if you look at the way that the list goes now, you can see that like the yellow ones are rumored. Um, I mean, there's a whole lot of rumored
I
ones
mean,
still. I mean,
Cloud9
Cloud9
is
is
fully
completely
ruined.
filled. The
Yeah.
Surge is completely filled.
Um. So yeah, kind of. We'll just kind of go down the top left and kind of go down. So, it's rumored that Nasty will be joining the Boston Breach roster of Cammy,
Yeah, that's been rumored for a
Purge, and
hot minute.
Snoopy. So
That's
I
like
mean,
basically all but confirmed.
yeah. And then with Royal Ravens, it's Slasher is the only one that's still on the roster, with Craze, Geo, and Lurk being rumored. LA, we had Hydra and Scrap stay, and Abizi and Kenny get signed. Kenny makes his
Yep,
return to the LA roster after leaving briefly to
that's
go
a
to
big
Optic.
one.
That is a
This
big.
team, like it is. It's hard to say, but it's arguable that this team has more potential than last year's team, and we thought last year's team was really good.
Well, the thing is
Um,
too is with the Tiny Terrors finally divorcing is the best word I can use for it. I mean, they've been together since before the CDL. I mean, Black Ops 4, they, won together on EU and have just been together ever since. This is the first time that I've personally ever watched them. This will be the first time I've ever seen them compete apart. So no one really thought that a Abizi would be an option. Kind of just because Simp and Abizi, they kind of been this package duo, especially on that phase roster. With the phase roster staying the same
yeah,
for so long. Um,
yeah, literally, yeah, ever since MW19, it's been Simba, BZ, Cell. They're like the only three players that have stayed on the same team since MW19.
yep.
Uh, and
So
they finally all three parted ways, and we're finally gonna get to see what it looks like with them being on different teams.
hmm So I mean, that's gonna be probably one of the top rosters. But one thing I do want to say before we can kind of continue here is I feel like with the changes, especially the breaking up of the phase roster, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more depth to the league this year, especially as we get into some of the other teams that usually don't
Oh yeah,
contend, just because of who they're signing. Um, so like looking at Heretics, I mean they're still sticking with the Spanish team. Rencor Super, Trainx is newly signed. Metals is rumored to return to the roster.
I
G
hope Metals comes back. He was good.
Yeah, he was really good for the roster. And then we have G2 with Astriel, Kremp, Mamba, and Skies. Kremp, Mamba, and Skies are all rumored.
Yeah,
Still, they're not.
would you look at that? We got some Omit guys making it to the CDL, which is
Yeah,
good.
I mean they proved themselves. I mean they really did. They did really well on the world stage, and they also did win challengers. So it's good to see those guys like actually making it out of the challenger scene, because we haven't really seen like a lot of that. Um, but I'm glad that we're seeing it a lot more now.
It's the
Um,
product of the Esports World Cup.
mm-hmm. Actually gets them a chance to play against these other teams, well, these other players at the higher level. Then we have the Cloud9 roster is not confirmed at all. This is all rumored. Afro, Beans, Mac, and Vivid. Um, Seems like a decent team. I think it just kind of depends on how they work together. Individually, these people make really good fourths for strong rosters. It's just them coming together.
Good to see Mac returning to the
Yeah,
CDL. Uh,
he's been.
Still, he had a little year like hiatus for a while where um, he didn't play, and he's came back and he's been pretty good. So it's good to see that he might be rumored to still be playing. Um, Vivid, dude, like Vivid has had such a rocky time in the CDL, and I really hope that like this Cloud9 roster is good for him because he like he was really good on Dallas Empire when they signed him in Cold War. Um, and it's just ever since that kind of fell out, he's just kind of been all over the place. So hopefully he does well here if he goes to Cloud9 and this roster is confirmed. It's just like this roster is kind of like this is one where you don't really know what's gonna happen because you got a whole bunch of people that like have never really like played together that much.
Yeah.
Mac and Vivid were good in challengers though; they were good teammates there. So we'll
Hopefully
see.
that translates here for them. Afro's been proven to be a good player. I think he just needs to be on the right team for him to really shine. Same thing with Beans. Like he's had moments of where he's just really been a star and or just
Beans is real good on rocker. He
yeah.
was good.
So I think he just
He
needs the right people
probably
around him.
will. I would say that Afro and Beans are probably a good combo.
Mhm.
Um, it's just like we need to. The thing about Vivid is we need to see him playing like he did in Cold War. He played super fast in Cold War, and he was super like he was really good in Cold War. And if we can get him back to that potential, this team could be good.
Yeah. Hold on. I have to grab a blanket right now. I'm freezing. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Oh,
Dude, there's
okay. I have to turn into a blanket.
the next team on this list. I think has serious potential.
Yeah.
I think that I think that the next team here they could win a major. It's
Honestly,
possible.
this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when it came to like the new depth added into the league, specifically with this Gentlemates roster, because getting on securing
If that team is confirmed, that is by far the best roster that LAG/Gentlemates has had the
ever,
entire time they've been in the CDL.
and it's
And I genuinely think that they are like a top 4 team, probably.
they have put themselves back in the mix. They did have a roster a while ago. I don't remember which game that actually like did pretty well. I think they won like a major, maybe. It was that
Yeah,
one year.
they won the major when they brought Spartan as a sub, but a lot of that was
Mhm.
due to the Volk getting buffed, and then it was like when they ended up GAing the Volk, the LAG just kind of died after that.
Yeah. So, but this is going to be probably the the best contending team that we've ever seen, especially with Envoy and Ghosty and Neptune and Sib. Like, uh, they're really powerhouse players, and they've all been standout players on pretty much every roster that they've been on. Especially with Envoy and Ghosty coming from the LA Thieves roster, they have that team chemistry already built. Them staying together, uh, and I mean Envoy's proven himself time and time again that he's a good player, and Ghosty, he's going into his third or fourth year in the league and fourth year I
Envoy just
think.
needs to work on consistency. Like Envoy's the
Mm-hmm.
big X factor of this team, which he is on like every team. It's like
Yeah,
the only issue that I have with Envoy is it's like when he's good, they are like whatever team he's on is lethal. Like it doesn't matter who's playing on the team, they are really good. But like when he's not good, the whole team goes down with him.
yeah, which poses an issue, in a lot of different ways one can imagine. Um, but I think as long as he shows up, and especially with this roster too, I think hopefully they can kind of try to combat that issue, and not solely rely on the consistency of Envoy or the inconsistency anyway, um, to kind of make them more of a consistent team overall. Because everybody has good days, everybody has bad days, but him constantly being the X factor of every roster that he's on, that's kind of an issue. Because if he's not having a good year or a good match, then the team's kind of screwed. And having that much on you it's a lot.
Yeah.
Moving on to another roster that I think will be a better contender this year as well. The Falcons. Um, they also moved location. They also rebranded too. Another rebrand. So we have Salium. I mean, first time off of Phase since the CDL's conception. He's just great. AR, like he's definitely gonna be good for this team. Um, and then they've got um Exnit. Is that what it is?
Yeah, a
The
lot of
words are
people were
really
talking
small.
about this and were like, "Oh, there could be better people than him or whatever." But I'm honestly like I totally respect that the confidence they have in Exton, and I hope that he does well. He was like outside of like kicks at the beginning of the year, he was by far the best Arab player that they had
Yeah.
on this team. He was very good. He's been good. He proved throughout the season that he was good. Like he genuinely is like he genuinely has potential in the CDL. Uh, he improved and he is good. So I think them keeping him was a very good idea. Um, I like the confidence they have in him. And they're bringing Pred back, which I mean, Pred had a pretty rough year last year, all things considered. Hopefully, he can turn it around this year. I'm excited to see what he does with the Falcons. Um, the big signing here for me that arguably like is just as big as Celium is the fact that they got Kismet, because Kismet, like, there's a reason why they call him the Bulldog. He is like he will do whatever it takes to win. He plays he plays strictly for the win. He
Mm-hmm.
does whatever is best for the team
Yep.
in order for them to win. And Kismet could be the X factor of this team in the best way possible, because you could argue that Kismet had even more of an impact than Hydra on that 2023 uh, uh, on that 2023 championship winning NYSL team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could argue that he had an even bigger impact than Hydra, because when he was like on it and he was fueling that team, they were unstoppable. Um, and I think that Kismet was a very good pickup for this team.
I agree.
I just hope that he's a good fit.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is like, especially we kind of saw it last year too. Again with the LA Thieves roster, like a team could be really good on paper, but you never really know until you see them play together, especially in those situations, which is high pressure. You've got crowds, and so we don't know.
The biggest thing is these guys with the caliber of a team that they have now, and Clay as their coach. They just need to help Exit. Like,
Yeah,
if they can help Exit feel comfortable on this team will be good.
I think so too, and I think with the experience of everybody around him, um, in this setting, especially Celium and Kismet, um, and even Pred too. I mean, they're all he's recent championship player. Um, I think that they have a really good shot at being a really good contender, um, and finally doing something for that franchise spot. Never
I would love
really,
to see them make a splash and win a major. We'll
yeah,
see, but like I definitely think it's possible.
because like that CDL spot has always been not good. I mean, they had like a pretty decent team at the beginning, as the Paris Legion, but then that team quickly fell off. And then they relocated, then they rebranded, and then they changed to the Falcons, and then they relocated again. It's just they've always kind of
And
been like,
this entire time, it's not been that good for them.
no, no, it's not. It's like a cursed spot or something. So hopefully they can turn that around this year with the roster that they've got, um, which I'm excited for. Optic roster is the same: Dashi, Hook, Mercury, Shotzi.
I mean,
I mean, who would mess with
there's
back-to-back
nothing to
champions?
say about this team that we haven't already said. Like, no matter what teams of the other 11 are good or bad, this team is the most serious threat in the CDL after the havoc that they wreaked at the end of this season.
I mean, they were just 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, maybe 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Like they were just stomping through everybody. And I mean, I just watched it this morning actually at the gym. Something new I'm doing at the gym where when I'm on the treadmill, I watch like YouTube. That way it makes it go faster. But I was watching Hex's vlog, and his like back-to-back championship vlog or whatever, and he was like showing the text messages from the guys, and like he would be like, "Good job, guys, you're doing so great," and they're like, "Job's not done yet." Like they know that they're good, but they know that they could just lose at any point to a lot of these teams, and they don't take it for granted. And I think that's what makes this team different. It's just a really good players, And I think,
Dude, they're still dominating too.
yeah.
Like Kason just had a 25K 2v2 tournament, and Merc and Shotzi like played together, and mind you, they were showing slight weakness. They almost got swept, but of course they pulled it back and reverse swept and won the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think something to consider though is like, probably there are like player that I think will either make or break the team going into a new game would be Hook. Like he is one of those players that like he either has a really good game or a really bad game. So as long as this is a really good game for him, I think that this team has nothing to
Yeah,
worry about.
and well, this game plays a lot like BO6, and Hook was obviously very good at BO6.
Very
Uh,
good.
he was he literally like Hook is not quite as much of an X factor in terms of consistency. It's just straight up what game is it? Because there are some games recently where he's been really bad, like borderline shouldn't be in the CDL.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other games like BO6 where he's just insane at the game. And I think that he'll be good at BO7 because it's very similar to BO6. Um, another like another slight thing that we should look out for probably is Merc. Um, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he had a little bit of a rocky start to the season,
Mm-hmm.
just because. I mean, he's still fresh. Like we still have to remember this guy's a rookie. Like no matter how good he played last year, he's still overall more of a rookie than anything. But I mean, if Merc comes out swinging, I don't think we have to be worried about him. If he starts off hot, there's no way he slows down.
No, I don't think so. I think they're this team. If anything, they might start slow, but by the end of the season, I think they'll still be
Which
doing what they're
we
doing.
have to note that like basically all the dominant optic teams in their history have always started slow.
Yeah.
I don't think there has been a single time when an optic team that won the first major like ended up doing well.
Yeah.
The optic always like slightly disappoints in the first major. That's how all the dominant teams went. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you look back at the dynasty, like optic didn't win uh, in Columbus and AW. They didn't win the first event of BO3. They didn't win the first event of IW, and yet they were dominant every season.
Yeah. Agreed. True. 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 So it's just something to kind of think about with that team. Moving on to Koi, another rebrand. From the Ultra, they kept Kleenex, Insight, and Joe Deceives, all great players. They play well together. And then they're bringing on Riel, onto the
That's a
roster.
good pickup.
That is a really
That's a
good
good
pickup.
one.
I
I
think this
like
team is
that.
going to be good as well. I mean, Koi, they've kind of always been like a good team, especially Kleenex and Insight. They're just really good players, and they have a lot of experience. Joe
Dude,
Deceives, he's a newer
the
player.
only problem that I have with this team is Insight because
Mm,
the Insight's another player that's like who like when he's good, he's really good, but when he's bad, he's really bad. Like,
mm-hmm.
and the last couple games, Insight has really been disappointing. I hope he's better at BO7 because, like I said, when he's good, he's very, very good. Like he came into Ultra and Cold War and totally revitalized that team. He has the potential to do that, but Insight's the big question mark here. But I think that them picking up Real is that's a great move.
I
Um,
agree too.
the only thing I'm really sad about, kind of, is like, as much as I like that these teams are going away from like the city based thing, just because I'm biased to the old ways of
I
of
think a lot of us are.
competitive COD. I'm sad that they got rid of Ultra because I liked it. I thought it was cool. I liked the purple. I liked it.
Yeah, me too. Missing. I miss it. Moving on to the Surge. None of this roster is confirmed. This is all speculation, just like the Cloud9 roster. We've got Abe, Gwyn, Legend, and Lunars. Um,
By far the biggest. This might be one of the biggest stories in the whole league is the fact that Legend might be coming over from Halo because as we all know, he plays for Optic Halo, and they're about to go to Halo Worlds. They are a strong contender to win.
Yeah.
They built the quote unquote God Squad to try to win another championship. And we all know that unless whatever gets announced, because by the way, there's an announcement supposed to be coming on at Halo World Championships about a new multiplayer thing for Halo that might bring esports back, but as far as we know right now, Halo Esports ends after World Championship for Infinite. It's over. So there have been heavy rumors that multiple really good Halo players want to come over to COD. And Legend is the biggest rumor because it has been rumored that he is heavily tied to coming over to Surge. Um, Not confirmed. Nothing is. I don't think that I wouldn't expect anything soon about Legend until at least a week or two after World Championships for Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he came over to COD, it would be a big move.
Especially since he's contracted to Optic, like him saying he's gonna go to another team.
It would be a big move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the rest of the guys, like Abe performed very very well for Ultra at when they played uh at EWC. He's good. I think he'll be good there. Um, Lunars is good. Uh, I mean, I don't think he's as good as the next player, Gwen. Gwen is probably their best player overall. Uh, Gwen was so good on the Ravens, and I'm kind of glad he got out of there because the Ravens, like the last 2 years, Ravens have started off hot and then they end up gradually going down. And Gwen has just constantly been outperforming like his team when it came to Ravens. So hopefully he finds a good spot here on Surge. Honestly, like him going to Surge is a little underwhelming considering Surge kind of just blew it up. I kind of wish Gwen would have found a spot on a more established like team to where we could for sure be like, oh, this team's gonna be good. But who knows? Surge have definitely gotten a little bit better management and stuff ever since the Octane saga of the first few years of the CDL.
Yeah.
So I think they'll take care of these guys, but I hope that this team's good, but there's so much. This team is probably the biggest like question mark toss up team of like I don't know what's gonna happen with them.
Yeah. I mean, Surge has been doing a good job though, like of recent years of having like a young team and doing pretty decent with them, at least at some point in the season.
Oh yeah, they've done a really good job of picking up guys that are relatively unknown and being good with picking them up and making them good. Because I mean, if you look at like what they've been working with, like they picked up Sib when he was after his situation where he got fired from FaZe. They picked Sib up. Sib has become a really good player. Him and Pred had a really good relationship when they were on Seattle. Obviously, like Pred was another one that they picked up, and he was good.
04.
Yeah, Abuza and 04 are the most recent ones that they picked up that they did really well with because Surge has been like the best team of picking up new players that we don't really know. Because like they picked up Abuza and we were all like, oh, who's this guy? We never heard of this dude. And he was really good. And then like same with 04. Like they picked up 04 and we were like, this guy's a funny name. I don't know how this guy's gonna be like did anybody even know this guy? And then he turned out to be very, very good. So let's hope that they turn all these guys into like even better players.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like where their spot. That's one thing they've been really good at as a team. Once they kind of moved out of the Octane era of things. And then moving into FaZe, another rebrand. Keeping Draza and Simp, but newly signing Abuza and 04. I think this is gonna be a good squad. I mean, these are really powerful players. I think with the just insanity of player like that Simp and Draza are, I think them bringing that to Abuza and 04, I think that you know, their powerhouse skills as newer players with the powerhouse skills of older players. Like, I think that the experience mesh of this team will be really good. I think they're definitely going to be a
Yeah.
top team overall too.
I have two things to say. One, I like this team. Two, I hate the logo.
Oh my god, the logo, I do not like it.
You know what's really funny? They G2 in the midst of their whole like fake out and then actual rebrand, they tweeted at FaZe and they were like, "Hey, now show us your real logo." Like
that was funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not like the logo. I don't.
I'm not a fan.
It's like the worst way that they could have done this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the Atlanta FaZe logo was so cool. Like I love the way they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is the worst logo in the league. Like
yeah, I don't like it. It's not up to caliber with what they would expect from FaZe.
Like everybody thought LA Thieves logo was a little simple, but I was like, oh, at least the font's cool.
Yeah.
Like Vegas FaZe logo is just ugh.
It's just and it's like backwards too, and it just I think if they flipped it the other way, it would be better. It's just the way that it is.
If they flipped it, it could be good, but like the way that I thought that they could do it is, basically like do it kind of the same way that they did Atlanta FaZe. I don't know how well that would work, but there's like, I don't know, it just doesn't look good. Like it's weird. Also another thing about the logo I don't like is the fact that they rebranded to freaking pink.
Yeah. Why go pink? I don't know.
Why do we go from red to pink? Like FaZe has always been red. Why are we changing that?
Because I don't know.
The only other
actually
time that I would accept a color change on FaZe was like, remember back in like 2015-ish to 2018 or whatever, when they were like red, blue, and yellow, but like it actually looked really cool. Like it was actually cool. Like I like that, but like this with pink, like why?
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting choices. So kind of moving on. I mean, like these are going to be some really good rosters. I think this is going to be a little bit more balanced of a league. One of the more balanced that I think we've seen over the years.
I don't want to call it and then jinx it, but like I've been right, I feel like, more than I've been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this season is going to be like comparable to Vanguard in terms of competition. Like
yeah.
I like the look of like these rosters and how the talent is kind of spread. The only thing you really got to watch out for is like Thieves and Optic. Like I think they're the biggest threats to the competition, but like I genuinely think that like this could be like comparable to Vanguard in terms of competition. I think there are plenty of teams that could win a major. Teams that could upset. I think there's more than just a top 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting year for sure. So kind of moving on, kind of getting to our last topics here because we are kind of running over the hour mark. So Battlefield 6 is coming out with Season 1, October 28th.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does. Let me pull this up for you guys.
By the way, it's still no confirmation about BR, but they did show a new map coming in Season 1 called Eastwood, which looks scarily similar to the BR map that was leaked.
So, interesting. But it'll be cool for a new season. It's new content, which I think a lot of people it was what a lot of people have been asking for. I mean, people kind of like ran through everything already, especially those that like grind, like game grinders. They kind of ran through a lot with the game. This is the new kind of content reboot that they've been asking for a couple days now.
Well, they brought it quick. I mean,
Yeah, they did. I mean, the game hasn't even
this
been
is
out.
coming out 18 days after the game came out. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. They're like, okay, you thought you were done? Nope, we got more. We got more, guys. Don't worry. Um, and it looks really cool. I mean, I wish I could go into more detail. But I just like I said, I didn't really touch the game.
Eastwood map. I think the Eastwood map is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice looking.
New maps, new modes, new weapons.
Yeah, they're bringing their version of S&D to this game.
Oh.
They're bringing a mode called Strike Point that's it's just basically just like S&D, but it's instead of being a big mode or even 8v8, it's 4v4.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm down for that looks good. Looks like they're bringing in a new tank, the Chimera.
I hope we get more. Hopefully, we get more information leading up to that to be able to know. I wonder if we're gonna get BR still. It's just like
I have no idea.
That's like the big question on a lot of people's mind, because especially with like Eastwood looks so close to what the BR map looked like.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea.
It's so close. So we'll see.
All right, and then the last little topic for the podcast today. Oh my god, that's so huge! What the frick? Deception. I'll let you take the lead on this because this is your wheelhouse, my man.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. We're running the first season of the NASCAR 25 game. We're running trucks first, which is fun. It's gonna be well, since there's no cross-play, we had to split it between Xbox and PlayStation. But yeah, this is the schedule for the Truck Series. It's gonna be 12 races, full season points, no playoffs or anything. It's literally whoever scores the most points in 12 races is the champion. I am like low-key nervous for it because I'm gonna be on PlayStation and I am like basically the race director. It'll be the first time that I have been the solo race director for a race. So hopefully everything goes off without a hitch. But the first race is tonight at 9 p.m. at Atlanta. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I really like this game and everything they've like been doing to improve it. League racing is definitely not in a position where I think it's perfect or like it doesn't need to be changed. Like there definitely is stuff they need to do, but with what we've got, I think we'll be fine. But I'm really excited. We have a good schedule here, and we'll be running it every Wednesday. So since we're running it every Wednesday, so I can give you guys updates before the podcast on how everything's going. I hope to be a contender for the championship. That's what I want to do. And that just means I got to be good for 12 races.
You got this, Deception. Let's go. Well, excited to see it. It's gonna be a little interesting, reoccurring thing on the podcast for the next few weeks as well. So go ahead and make sure you guys are following Deception live on Twitch, so that you guys are there to watch him race these at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Central and 7 Mountain and 6 Eastern. No, Western. Pacific. Dang, I really suck with time. Wow. Anyway, thanks for watching the podcast today, guys. Bye. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast today. This has been episode 134. We appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with us. It was a little bit longer episode today. We had a lot to talk about, a lot to go over, especially with those CL rosters. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys follow us live on Twitch, where we stream this live every Wednesday at twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception276. And make sure you guys watch this over on YouTube as well, over on my YouTube channel, Tonage Scorp. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, make sure you guys like the podcast and subscribe, or check out some old episodes. We talk a lot about a lot of different topics, whether that be things you can use now, or maybe it's just a little trip down memory lane. Who knows? But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.